You're watching 48 Fastcast.
Welcome into the Fastcast. Jonathan Skinner here. Gina has the day off alongside Eric Burke. Hey, Eric, how was your weekend, man?
I can't complain. It was very hot, obviously, but we had 2 pool days out of the 3 for the long weekend. I know you had the inflatable pool out for the kids.
We did set that up for the kids. They had a great time, you know, and it wasn't too humid outside, just really hot, you know?
Yeah, very hot. Temperatures yesterday hit 95 in Huntsville, 96 in the Shoals. We've got more low to mid 90s today. The problem is the humidity that Jonathan mentioned, the absence of the past couple of days. Well, that's starting to come back, and it will come back with a vengeance. Dew point will climb into the 70s, so that means your high of 93 is actually going to feel more like upper 90s to lower 100s. We are going back to introducing at least pop-up shower and storm potential. Should be fairly isolated to maybe widely scattered for today and tomorrow. If you're getting to the point where you think your lawn or your garden really needs some rainfall, give it a few days. More coverage and chances for rain and storms coming for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And the higher our rain and storm chances go, the lower our temperatures fall below average. We should be at 91. We've got some mid to upper 80s. Timing of the rain and storms, no surprise here. Hottest part of the day through the afternoon into the evening. Some of you in Middle Tennessee are waking up to a little bit of fog, and we've got temperatures right now in the upper 60s to even upper 70s out west. The dark green, though, is back on the dew point map. That means high humidity and kind of that air you can wear.
This is your 48 First Alert Road Report, sponsored by Bankston Motorhomes.
Continuing to traffic updates here this morning. One slowdown that we had an accident earlier in Research Park. That has been cleared, but it's the construction of the northern bypass that's going to slow you down. If you're coming down the Parkway, you know how this works by Bob Wade. You're in backup all the way, I'd say about 2 miles if you go back past Green Lawn Drive. That's going to slow you down if you're coming southbound on the Parkway. Other than that, it looks pretty good out there this morning. Athens to Huntsville will take you about 37 minutes.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Well, Huntsville police have arrested a man after they say he shot someone and then went onto a roof of a hotel while armed. Huntsville police say this all started last night when they got a call about a shooting on Exchange Place near Old Madison Pike. Police arrived and found a man who had been shot. We're told that the suspect, identified as Matthew Clark, then climbed atop the roof of the Candlewood Suites Hotel. Now, this led to a standoff with police. Police were able to negotiate with the suspect via phone, and he was taken into custody around midnight. Now, the man who was shot during the initial encounter is expected to survive. No one else was injured. Clark is charged with assault. Clark was also booked into the Madison County Jail just after 4 a.m. His bond is set at $30,000. Multiple people in Huntsville are looking for a place to stay after their trailer caught fire. That fire started on Lex Drive around 10 o'clock last night. This is right near Bob Wallace Avenue and Governor's House Drive. Now, when the firefighters arrived, the trailer was fully engulfed. No one was hurt, but the home itself is badly damaged. As you can see, firefighters on the scene told us at least 2 people live there. A Hartselle woman is dead following a Sunday afternoon car crash in Coleman County. 5 other people were injured in that crash. State troopers say Cynthia Reeves was killed when the car that she was driving collided head-on with another vehicle. This happened on County Road 222 just south of Crane Hill. The driver of the other vehicle, along with 2 teenagers and 2 children who were passengers, were taken to the hospital for their injuries. Troopers also say that Reeves was not wearing a seatbelt. Madison County prosecutors have charged a man with reckless murder following a deadly shooting in Newmarket. The Madison County Sheriff's Office tells us that 23-year-old Evan Mayomi was found shot at a home on Bent Creek Lane near Winchester and Oscar Patterson Road just after 1 o'clock Sunday, 1 a.m. Now, Mayomi died shortly after being shot. Following an investigation, detectives arrested Xavier Turner. He's currently being held without bond. Authorities wouldn't say what led up to the shooting or the relationship between the 2 individuals. Athens firefighters were busy yesterday putting out a fire at a restaurant there. That fire started at Ramona J's, which is just off of US 31. This happened after 3 p.m. Firefighters were able to get the fire under control quickly, and no one was hurt, thankfully. But the photo here shows some of that damage that happened inside of the restaurant, specifically the kitchen area. You can see some of the burn marks on the walls and some of the appliances. Firefighters are working to figure out how it started. Now to a 48 News update on the story that we first brought you last Thursday night. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has released the identity of the woman who was killed when a truck slammed into her home in Fayetteville. Now, we're told that 25-year-old Kelly Tomlinson died when the truck crashed into her apartment on Hedgemont Avenue. She was inside the apartment when this happened. Another person, a 27-year-old man, was also inside that building. He was hurt as well. State troopers believe the driver of the truck was traveling north on Hedgemont Avenue when he lost control and struck several mailboxes along with 4 utility poles. Now, these pictures were sent to us by a viewer last week. You can see some of the power poles that had been knocked over there. The photos also show that truck almost completely inside the apartment. The driver of the truck was also injured in the accident. He has not been charged though, but authorities are still investigating. And we have an update on the new West Huntsville Rec Center, where that project stands this morning, ahead on 48 News Today. Welcome back. Well, something exciting is in the works for those of you who live in the West Huntsville area. A new rec center is on the way. The city leaders broke ground on the project just under a year ago, and construction is expected to wrap up in a few months. The new center is located on Martin Road, just west of Zert Road. Now, city leaders say this area of District 5 was in desperate need of a facility like this to meet the growing needs of nearby residents. The 27,000 square foot facility will feature a gym with 2 basketball courts, 2 volleyball courts, 3 indoor pickleball courts, plus 3 outdoor pickleball courts. Huntsville Parks and Rec Director James Gossett says this facility is a first of its kind in the area.
Got some feedback. As we get more closer to a finished product, I think you'll see a lot more community interest. This will be the first kind of our foray west, significantly west, and so I think the citizens and individuals that live in that area will be very receptive to what we're going to do out there.
Now, Gossett says construction is right on track and they will be wrapping up soon with a grand opening set for mid to late fall.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
I like the option of the indoor versus outdoor pickleball courts. A day like today, at least during the morning, you can play outside, and then we go into the afternoon and you probably prefer the air conditioning. Although we got a breeze today, that might help with some of the stickiness, but the next several days shows our dew point really starting to increase. So we're right back to our typical July summertime pattern. We were fortunate enough to get a break from some of the humidity at the end of last week, including your 4th of July. But with the dew point being back in the 70s, that means your heat index will be in the upper 90s to lower 100s for today and tomorrow. So stay hydrated, stay cool. A lot of sunshine as we go through the morning into the early afternoon. By noon, though, expecting some pop-up downpours as well as some storms. These storms are not only efficient rainmakers, but can produce frequent lightning as well as some gusty winds too. So not a day to cancel anything you may have planned outside, but certainly a day to keep an eye on that 48 weather app. The rest of the week is a bit more active, so people, I know Jeff confirming this, they're starting to beg for the rainfall. It's coming. At least we have better chances coming toward the end of the week.
All right, we're definitely looking forward to that, and thank you all so much for being with us here for the Fastcast. We'll see you later today.